Great, great, great. So it's May 2021, question number 4, how? Yeah, effects of doing a financial reconstruction on WACC and the firm's share price. So we shall be able to read this slowly. Makazi Limited's current EPS is 6. The firm has in issue 50 million ordinary shares whose par value is 20 each. The firm's total revenue and the capital reserves amount to 500 million. The company has an assets beta of 0.9 and a retention ratio of 60%. The management of Makazi Limited intends to undertake a financial reconstruction, which will result in a debt to equity rate change from 0.45 to 0.2. They have given me the risk-free rate, which is 8%. Expected rate of return of the market portfolio is 18%. Corporation tax is 30%. The firm's return on equity before and after the financial reconstruction will remain unchanged. Required, they want us to give them, or rather to evaluate, the impact of financial reconstruction on the firm's what year? Share price. Key things. They have given me assets beta. They have given me assets beta. Assets beta, we gave it some other special name. BEU, yes. It is beta equity over unlevered organization. Beta equity over unlevered organization, BEU. So this BEU is the one they have given us as 0.9. You can see up there that the company has an asset beta of 0.9. They have given me the retention ratio. They have given me the retention ratio, which equals 60%. So if you're retaining 6%, what will be the dividend payout ratio? 40. So automatically, I can easily cheat the examiner that I know so much by writing here dividends, payout ratio, which is what they are, which is 40% like that. 40% like that. Thank you. So the other thing they have given me there on the second paragraph is what they are calling debt to equity ratio. So I have what we are calling the existing debt to equity, ratio, which is what here, somebody? Yeah, it is 0.45, isn't it? So this is 0.45. And I can see in this case now they are going to a new debt to equity ratio, which is what here, somebody? So you can see automatically here, these guys have decided to retire debt. They have decided to reduce debt. Debt is being reduced. So it's a change over the capital structure ratio. So even with this information alone, first of all, I am able to see enemy number one. Enemy number one is the BEU. So the first thing we need to do is to get something. We get BEL, isn't it? Yeah, even without knowing what we are doing, we shall be able to come here and calculate BEL. But now, is there a student who knows how BEL? BEL is beta equity of a levered firm, isn't it? Beta equity of a levered firm. Are you able to remember the formula? Yes. BEU plus. No. So it is BEU into 1 plus debt over equity. Yeah, it has to be taxed, isn't it? You must reduce this by 1 minus tax like that. So then you're going to calculate two BELs. Two BELs, do you know them? BEL before and a BEL after. So are you able to do that for me? BEL before reconstruction and a BEL after reconstruction. Please try doing this for me. And the online students have forgotten telling the other guys that this session has begun. This is a very, very important session for all students who shall be writing the April exams. Very important. Very, very important. So go there and give me BEL after. We start with BEL before. bell before. 1 point? 0 point? I don't know. So at least I know the beta equity of unlevered farm, which is 0.9, isn't it? 1 plus debt to equity before. You see, before is the existing one, isn't it? So this is 0.45 times 1 minus tax. You see, our tax is 30%. So 1 minus 30%, that will give me 0.7, isn't it? Then use your body mass slowly. You should be able to give me the bell slowly. Slowly. 1 point or 1.1835. Thank you very much. Don't forget, go ahead and give me now the bell, but now this time around after. So please try to do your own substitutions and then advise me accordingly. Oh, this figure is not correct. It's correct, right? It is correct, yes. It is correct. Wacha waingie kwa kona hapa, watainterfere na kamera yangu, which will overcome. I hope they'll be able to get a seat somewhere there. Or if you can't, you can tell that gentleman outside there, he'll be able to bring. He should be able to bring something. He should be able to bring something. Just tell them to. Hebu kuja uone kama utatoshea. We shall overcome. 1 point. So you see bell after. Yeah. So bell after. I have this 0.9 will remain, isn't it? Into 1 plus the after debt to equity. The new one, isn't it? Which is 0.2 times the 0.7. So then at the end of the day, what figures are we able to get? 1.026 like that. Thank you very much. So I hope all of us have been able to write up to there. All of us, we should be able to write up to there. Yeah. And once, ladies and gentlemen, you finish writing up to there, you should be able to tell me the next step. After you've gotten the bell, you get okay, the KL, isn't it? KL, but you write, we are using CAPEM, isn't it? We are using CAPEM. So you give us CAPEM, cost of equity of a levered farm, cost of equity of a levered farm. The question is, shall they be able to remember the formula of getting this KL? Shall they be able to remember the formula? At least there is a risk-free, isn't it? Yeah, there is a risk-free rate. There is a risk-free rate. So we have here risk-free. Yeah, plus what here, somebody? ERM minus, and then we multiply this with what here? Bell. We multiply that with the bell. Multiply that with the bell. Multiply that with bell. All right. So then, ladies and gentlemen, if we are right, you should be able to give me the CAPEM KL before reconstruction. CAPEM KL before reconstruction. So CAPEM KL, but before reconstruction. So are you able to see our risk-free rate of return in this question? What is our risk-free rate of return? It is 8%, isn't it? So we have here 8%. How about this expected return of the market? Expected return of the market. Yeah, from note 2. Expected return of the market portfolio is 18%. So 18% minus this 8% multiplied by beta of equity of a levered farm, but before, isn't it? And before reconstruction is this one here that you are given me, which is 1.1835. So are you able to give me this answer, ladies and gentlemen? The online ninjas are not giving me answers. 26. 19.825%. How about the online ninjas? Are they able to get that figure? The online ninjas, are they able to get that figure, please? The online ninjas, I'm waiting to hear something from them. 835, 835. Online ninjas, I'm waiting to hear from them. 19.83, like that. Thank you so much. How about in this case here, CAPM, CAL, after reconstruction? After reconstruction, I know this 8% will remain, isn't it? Plus market return 18%, minus 8%. But now the better equity of a levered firm is after reconstruction. And after reconstruction, we have this 1.026, isn't it? So we have here 1.026. Are you able to give me this answer? 16 or 18? 18.26. 18.26%. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So then I've been able to get the CAPM, CAL after and before. So after that, what do you think will be the next thing to be done? WACC, and you are very so much wrong. Yeah, because here it's not about impact on WACC. This is an impact on share price. So WACC is not there. It is not there. WACC is not there totally. WACC is not there totally. So the online guys, I'm expecting you also to contribute. What do you think will be our next step, given that this WACC has hit a hard wall and collapsed as a ninja? You give your examiner your point of view. Yeah. What he's telling us that, I mean, if, for example, I'm doing an exam and then I realize after this I understand nothing, I will go ahead and compute WACC. At least the examiner will be able to see that I've been able to demonstrate broad and deep understanding of the subject. Yeah, it's better than nothing, isn't it? But now, because here we know the concept, we shall not calculate WACC. We want to get the value of what here, somebody? A share price, the PO. The 𝐾𝐲 thing, isn't it? Yeah. So in this case here, it is share valuation. So get ahead and do share valuation for us. Get ahead and do share valuation for us. So we are doing share valuation. Share valuation. And remember, we shall use what we call the dividend valuation what here model. Na mnajua mtu wa dividend ni 𝐾𝐲, si ni kweli? Yeah, dividends here. So in this case, if it's 𝐾𝐲's model, we know that PO will be dividends, isn't it? And these dividends will keep on growing depending on how you bring people to government, isn't it? Dividends, you bring more people next time, your dividends as a community grows. So PO will be equal to dividends which are doing what here, somebody? Growing. Dividend valuation model, isn't it? Yeah. All over, in this case here, Kenya, without what your government? Yeah, because the moment you start talking about dividends and whatever, then we don't have a government. Yeah, anybody who is wherever, they should be able to benefit. So I would want to take this to remind you guys what these things stand for, because they're not about 𝐾𝐲. We're only using 𝐾𝐲 for the sake of making things simple. So this PO, whenever you see O, means current, today. So current market price per share. Please write these things in full. Many other days have been called by, these Gen Zs asking me, mwalimu, MPS usiku. Ati MPS nasimamia ni? Wewe andika saa hizi. MPS is market price per share. Mimi ukinipigia ndio kuniambia natafuta pesa, si mambo ya AFM. Tuko huko nje ukinipigia simu, tell me, mwalimu, this is how you shall be getting money. All right? How about the O? You must start with current because of O. So current dividends per what year? Per share. Current dividends per share. How about KE? Cost of? No. Cost of equity. Cost of equity. Thank you so much. How about FE? Growth rate of what? Dividends. Because it is a dividend valuation model. Growth rate of dividends. And if you get a bad examiner like myself, I'm really bad when it comes to examining. If I was an examiner, yeah, I can easily throw very many students under the bus. Yeah, I will give you growth rate of dividends, 5%. Growth rates of earnings per share, 10%. And I'm so sure over 30% of the students will use growth rate of what? Yeah, EPA? EPS. We never use growth rate of EPS in AFM. We normally use growth rate of what? Yeah, dividends, yes. Great. But again, you see, this is advanced financial management. So in advanced financial management, they cannot give you this. This one here, you have to look for it. Yeah. Even this one, are you aware they have not given you DO? What they have done, they have given you the current EPS. So from this current EPS, is there somebody who can translate current EPS to current dividends per share? Let me see. Let me see. Because from the very top there, they told me Makazi Limited's current EPS per share is what? 6. So the current EPS is 6. Current EPS is 6. Then what do you think will be the current DPS? AFM? Karibu sana. I hope you'll be able, but we can get another chair from outside. Tell that, or there's something here. There is one there. Yeah. Gia namna hiyo. Karibu sana. So they have given me the current EPS, which is 6 bob. Then what do you think will be the current DPS? Can I give you a secret? EPS over? Because if I know this share earned 6 and I know the dividend payout ratio, then I'll be able to know how much was paid. Yeah. So then I'll be able to get the current what here? DPS as EPS times payout ratio. Because dividends is what we are paying, isn't it? It is the opposite of what you pay? Retention. So current DPS will be equal to EPS that we have, which is 6. But do you know the payout ratio from the question? What is the payout ratio from the question? My online students are the ones who are not talking to me at all. So they're telling me that the payout ratio is 60%, which is a lie. It's 40, isn't it? Because 60% is what was retained. So the opposite, yes. It is 40, isn't it? 40%, in this case, ladies and gentlemen, is what was paid out as dividends. And what we pay out from our earnings is called the dividends. Dividends. So then what is 6 times 0.4? 2.4. 2.4, thank you very much. So 2.4 is what was paid out, and then they retained the difference. Yeah. So up to there, abracadabra, are we really together? Because you see, in financial management, I know how financial management is set. I've got financial management as well, so long until I got a promotion. In financial management, in most cases, they'll give you this DPS direct. But in our case here, we want, in this case here, to twist you. In our way, for example, if you're a young girl who decided to go, in this case here, to an exam room with the high-heeled shoes, by the time, in this case, you finish that exam, chances are you will carry those high-heeled shoes back to your vehicle. You can't walk with them anymore. What will happen in this case if you went there with makeup? That is AFM for you, but if you revise very well, you shall be able to hold on to your makeup and you'll be able to bounce with your high-heeled what here shoes, yes, because you'll be happy after exam if you revise a lot, if you do your homework. Did you do your homework? Are you sure? Let me see. Or you forgot the book at home. No, this is a good girl. You will not have a problem with this exam. Very good. Thank you so much. So we continue here, ladies and gentlemen. The other problem, which I know 99.999%, these examiners cannot give you G. They can't give you G growth rate. So is there any student through whichever means who is able to remember the formula that we used to use to get G growth rate? RB, eh? R and B, yeah? Oh, okay, great. I love that. So this gentleman has been able to remember that formula. There are two of them. I'll be able to show you the first one, which is what here, somebody? RB, like that music called R&B, right? RB. That anytime you want to know how you are growing as an investor, you will be able to look at return on equity. This R stands for return on equity. This is return on what here? Equity, or return on investment, isn't it? And then we have a B, which is what here, somebody? Retention ratio, yes. Very important. Please write this down. This is a very important formula of getting a growth rate. Growth rate for organizations and the growth rate for individuals. Growth rate for organizations and the growth rate for individuals. That if you want to grow, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter how much you're getting in form of a salary. That's why I normally tell them, don't come and tell me, the Mwalimu, you know what, I'm earning 400,000. So what if you're blowing all of it up? Tell me, Mwalimu, I'm getting this amount, but I'm able to retain, isn't it? And whatever I retain, I'm able to invest and I'm able to earn what you return. So growth rate will always be a function of what return are you getting out of what you are investing from your retentions. That's how we get growth rate. This is a very, very important formula. Growth rate, very, very important formula. Could you kindly use it to give me the growth rate from this question now that we have? You get it like this, I give you something, isn't it? So even organizations, it's about how much you are able to save. It's about how much you are able to retain. So do we know the retention ratio? That one we don't have a problem, isn't it? Retention ratio is 60%, isn't it? Online guys, I hope you are able to see the retention ratio. It is 60%. Retention ratio is 60%. That has been given. It is the complement of 0.1 as the growth rate. Okay. So somebody is getting it. This must be a genius. Yeah. So B, which is the retention ratio, I'm being given this as 60%. How about our rule? Return on equity. Return on equity. Return on equity. So equity holders normally give them what we call earnings after tax. Profit after tax? Profit after tax belongs to equity holders. So anytime they tell you, ladies and gentlemen, to give us a return on equity, always take the PAT divided by the total equity, like that. Oh, you don't want me to call it equity, I should call it equity. Very good. Very good. So anytime they ask for rule, return on equity, remember that the equity holders get a return known as profit after tax. And then you divide this by the total equity I've been told and I've learned. Yeah. So then are you able to give me the profit after tax in this question? It's not that tough. Once I do another question, you'll be able to master this very, very well. 300,000. Today, you're not getting onge. International disaster. International disaster. You see, we know they have given us profit per share. Profit per share is how much? It is the 6 bob, the earnings, isn't it? The 6 bob. That is profit per share. The earnings per share is profit per share. Yeah. Then have they told us how many shares we have in total? They have told us how many shares do we have in total? 50. That's why this young lady who's teaching me how to pronounce these things here got what here? Somebody? 300, isn't it? 300. And then what is the value of total equity? Anybody who is able to see the value of total equity? 1,500, isn't it? How did you get 1,500? How did you get 1,500? You must be geniuses. So in this case here, what they have done to get this total equity, they have taken value of shares. Value of shares plus any reserves, isn't it? Plus any reserves. The reserves always belong to equity holders. Reserves always belong to equity holders. So the shares that we have here, which are 50, each share in this case here, they have given us the par value. The par value is 20. The par value is 20. And then my good students, they have told us here that there is a reserve. A reserve worth how much? 500. This is how these ladies got how much here? Somebody? 1,500. Because remember, equity will be the ordinary shares, and any reserves. So they get back there and they give me return on equity, which will be able to prove that my brother was wrong. 20%. It is not 0.10 something, isn't it? Yeah, it is not. So return on equity is profit after tax, which is what here, somebody? All over what here, somebody? 50, which gives me 0.2, which is the same as what here, somebody? 20%. I'm so sure as we start, this will look a little bit tricky, but you love it because they follow the same structure. The only thing you need to do is to grow that mentality that now you are at an advanced level a little bit, such that we'll be able to repeat questions that we do here backward. So I can see so many students who are just relaxed thinking that we have finished the question. Because we are doing all this to be able to get what here? The growth rate. So now we have the return on equity, which is what here, somebody? 20%. And we have this retention ratio, 60%. So 20% times 60% now will end up giving me what growth rate? 0.12, like that. 0.12, which basically is what there? Which is 12%. So have we been able to follow somehow, not 100%, as I told you, in this world, there is nothing that is perfect. So long as you're able to grasp something small, then you'll be able to find your way out later. Can't see the board well. Okay, I'll be able to do something. Sorry for that. I'll be able to do something. Sorry for that. But have you been able to follow somehow? I hope you've been able to follow somehow. I hope the online ninjas, as I work on my board, you've been able to follow these things somehow. The online ninjas, have they been able to follow this somehow, really? Or it is international disaster? International disaster. Somehow. Background noise. Somehow. Great. So then remember, we haven't yet finished the question. They wanted us to monitor and tell them the effect of all this on share price. PO. So again, let's remind ourselves that formula, the Gachagwa's formula. Please try writing it down. Try writing it down, and if possible, without referring anywhere. Without referring anywhere. So Gachagwa's formula, it is PO equals dividends, right? So dividends which are growing, all over cost of equity minus what here, somebody? Growth rate. So they come and they give us, ladies and gentlemen, PO before reconstruction. PO before reconstruction. Now you have everything. Now you have everything. Oi, it's not clear. So there is a problem there. Oh yeah. There is a problem there. Itabidi mjifunze tu kuwa sasa kuvumilia leo peke yake. Then I'll be able to do something much better from our next class. I'm really sorry for giving you bad experience, but we shall overcome. So PO reconstruction. You see, the only thing you'll be using here, which is different, is this scale before reconstruction. All the other things will be the same. So PO or reconstruction will be dividends per share, which you guys gave me at 2.4, into 1 plus growth rate that you guys have just given me there, which is 0.12, isn't it? All over cost of equity before 19 point. Can we take it like 0.19835 minus 0.12? So please give me the numerator, please. Please give me the numerator. Numerator 2.4 times 1.12. I want to write the numerator. Yeah, juu peke yake. 2.688 all over denominator. Now you take this minus this, you give me an answer I write here. Give me an answer I write here. 0.019. I use 19 tena. Hapana. Because you see this 0.12, it's knocking on this. 0.0835. So now go ahead and give me the quotient now. 34.31. 34.31. My online ninjas are not giving me bigger today. I'm so sure they are so disadvantaged, but we shall overcome. So that is PO before what year? Reconstruction. How about PO after reconstruction? How about PO after reconstruction? What will be this value of a share? Value of a share after reconstruction. Value of a share after reconstruction. Value of a share after reconstruction. Oh yeah, my online students today, they are not talking at all. My sons and daughters who are studying from home, they have a problem with my camera. 30? You see, the only thing is that you're going to make use of KL after what year, somebody? After reconstruction. Every other thing remains the same. The same. Every other thing remains the same. 42 points? Great. Great. So I have to rub this, ladies and gentlemen, and write PO after reconstruction. PO after reconstruction. So the DO will remain at 2.4, isn't it? Into 1 plus growth rate, that does not change. How about KL after reconstruction? 0.1, A2 minus who? Please give me the numerator. 2.688. All over what year? 0.026, like that. So then these will end up giving us what year, somebody? 9.4 or something, isn't it? So is this reconstruction good? Why is it good? Because the share price has increased. Anything that increases the value of a share is good. So in this case here, we recommend financial reconstruction. We recommend financial reconstruction since it leads to an increase of the value of a share. So we recommend what your financial reconstruction since the value of a share is increasing. The value of a share is increasing. You can quote from this amount to this amount. The value of a share is increasing from 34. Is it 34? 34 to 42. 42.9 something. Let's meditate about this question. If they were to bring this question in an exam, out of 10 marks, do you think you can scoop 6? That silence is deafening. That silence is deafening. Do you think out of 10 you can get 6? Or do you think you can get 10 over 10? With more practice, isn't it? Because the most important thing is for you to know how to calculate BEL. BEL before, BEL after, isn't it? And then you go straight away to KL before, KL after. And then now from there you ask yourself, what is it that they want me to assess its impact? If it is WACC, start getting the weights, right? Like that. that will be able to really come to an end there. If it is PO, remember now you have to calculate, which is the most difficult thing, this G. This G normally, DO I know you'll be able to get quite easily. The growth rate is where we have a problem, but you'll always remember the concept of what here are. So I'll not be able to give you any homework today because I would want you to go and revisit this area from the beginning to the end. So now before I go to the next concept, I would want us to mark the homework that I gave you, right? We mark the homework that I gave you. We mark the homework that I gave you. If I remember very well, the homework that I gave you, and nobody's writing anything because it's marking time, isn't it? It's marking time. It's marking time. So we are marking our homework. We are marking our homework, which is what here, somebody, April 2022, that we are marking now. It's April 2022. Question number what here, somebody? Question number 4D. Question number 4D. The online ninjas, is there anybody who tried doing that question? Online ninjas, is there anybody who tried doing that question? Ah, Milton did it. Great. Thank you so much. So we read it together. We are told Viwanda Manufacturers Limited, current earnings per share is what here, somebody? All right. So whenever I see them giving me earnings per share, I know in AFM I have to change that to EPS. Because for us, earnings per share doesn't make a lot of sense. Because for us, we know one of the duties of a finance manager is crafting over a dividends policy. Yes. So whenever I see EPS, I'm so sure, ladies and gentlemen, I will be able to do what here? I will be able to Sorry for the technical hitch, but fortunately, we are back. We are back. We are back. We are back. So this is the question we are doing, a pre-2022 question number 4D. Yeah? So we are told here Viwanda Manufacturers Limited, current EPS is 5. The company has an asset beta of 0.1 here somebody. So assets beta is BEU. Assets beta 0.9 like that. The company has an asset beta of 0.9 and adopts 40% dividend payout ratio as its dividends policy. The risk-free rate of return is 5%. Once I see risk-free rate of return, I'm so sure that they will want me to use a CAPEM somewhere. The management of Viwanda Manufacturers Limited intends to undertake a financial reconstruction, which will result in debt to equity ratio changing from 0.15 to 0.30. Debt is considered to be risk-free. Corporation tax is 30%. Show the impact of the financial reconstruction on the WACC. Remember steps. Start with BEL. Using Hamada's model, BEL will be equal to who? BEU into D over E, isn't it? Less tax. Yes, like that. So give us BEL before recons. BEL before recons. So are you able to see BEU is here? It is 0.9, isn't it? Into 1 plus debt to equity before reconstruction, 0.15. Are you able to see that at the end of the day, we shall use 0.7 there? Yeah, because 1 minus tax, 1 minus 30%. So then you guys, this must have given you what figure? 0.94 or 99. Two of them like that. Yeah. Then we have BEL after who? After reconstruction. You see, BEL will be the same always. So then that will be 0.2 what here, somebody? 9 into 1 plus. What is the debt to equity after? 3. 0.3 times the 1 minus T thing, isn't it? So then this one here gave you what figure? 1.089. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So remember the natural sister to BEL. BEL has a natural sister, Lucky. Lucky. You know, if your boy is alone in your family, you're not very, very lucky. Because a house or a home without a girl is like a river without a source. So you did that book, eh? Very good, yeah. Very good, yeah. Very good, very good. So come and give us KEL. And the KEL, we're going to use what we call CAPEM. Do you remember CAPEM's formula? So CAPEM formula is RF plus, very good. Market premium times a beta. Yeah. Because you see, premium means they've already subtracted for us. You see, this ERM, is that how you guys reasoned? Because ERM minus RF equals what here? Premium. Iko wengine hapa amepewa premium tena anaenda kusubtract. Ananyoroshwa. Anasema nimeanguka AFM mara 4. Ati nimerogwa. Hakuna kurogwa hii dunia. Kuna concept haujashika bado. Hii question nimeandika market premium because I can see paragraph 1, last sentence they've given me the equity market risk premium. So when they give me market premium, I can't subtract again. So then give me this KEL before reconstruction. So KEL before reconstruction, are you able to get it? Are you able to see the risk-free rate? What percentage? 5%. So we have here 5%. Are you seeing that they have given us market premium of 10%? 10% times beta, and the beta is what figure? Beta before. Beta before. Remember, it's beta before reconstruction, which is 0.9945. So be very careful, and they give me the final answer. I don't know whether there is any online guy who is able to give me these numbers. 14. Let me wait for these online ninjas as well. I can see Milton is really working very hard. All right. All right. So in this case here, they are telling me it is 14.945%. The online ninjas, are they able to get that number? Online ninjas, are they able to get that number by any chance? Thank you so much. Great. Now after that, give us scale after reconstruction now. So up to there, is there somebody whose values, they are very correct, ticks are flowing? You are sure? Then the semester have gotten geniuses. The economy is doing wonderful. Great. Great. So CAL after reconstruction. So after reconstruction, I will talk of 5%, RF will remain. Market premium won't change. But now we are talking of BEL after reconstruction. So BEL after reconstruction, what is the value? 1.089, which will then end up giving us what figure? 15.89%. Now, you great students of mine, could you can now guide me after getting the CALs? Is that everything? Now we get the mother of them all, which is WACC, isn't it? But before that, if I were you, I would get the weights before reconstruction for me to get WACC before reconstruction. So then are you able to see the DE before? What is this DE before? 0.15. Do you know the shortcut of getting weight of debt? If you are given DE. So this will be weight of debt. So weight of debt, we said, you will take the DE the way it is, divide by the same number, isn't it? And then plus what here, somebody? Plus 1, always. That's how you get your WD. That's how you get your WD. Thank you so much. I can see the online guys are really fighting this. I gave you a shortcut to getting weight of debt. So you take the number divided by the number plus what here, somebody? Plus 1. So this one here will be the same as 0.15 over 1.15, which will end up giving us what figure? 0.130. So having gotten weight of debt, what do you think will be the next thing to be found? Yeah, weight of equity, which will be 1 minus this, isn't it? Great. Great. I love this. So go ahead and give me weight of equity, which will be 1 minus weight of who? Debt. Which will be, ladies and gentlemen, 1 minus 0.1304, which will end up giving me what figure? 0.8696. Now, having gotten these weights, now we can very comfortably get what we call WACCA, isn't it? Very comfortably can get WACCA, weighted average cost of capital, which will be the weight of equity, cost of equity, plus weight of debt, cost of debt, into 1 minus what here for cost of debt? 1 minus T. So are you able to substitute? So the weight of equity, we already have it. It is 0.866. How about cost of equity before? 14.945%. Do we have the weight of debt? 0.1304 times cost of debt, which is 5%, because they have told us that cost of debt is exactly equal to risk-free rate. Yeah, times in this case, ladies and gentlemen, 0. What here, somebody? 0.7, which gave you guys what figure? 13.4526%. Thank you so much. Do you want to tell me that up to here there is somebody who's been getting all those things correct? Wow, great. And is there anybody who is copying my figures? Copying. All right. So from there, come and give us the weights after reconstruction now. weights after reconstruction. So give us the DE after. Do we have it? What is the DE after? 0.3. Therefore, weight of debt. You take 0.3 divided by 0.3 plus who? Which will be 0.3 over 1.3. So 0.3 divided by 1.3 ends up giving us what figure? 0.2308. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you and thank you so much. So having gotten that, ladies and gentlemen, give us the weight of equity, which will be 1 minus 0.2308, like that. 0.7692. 0.7692. From there now, come and give us our man, who is our worker car, WACC, which will be weight of equity, cost of equity, weight of debt, cost of debt, into 1 minus what here, somebody? T. So weight of equity, already we have it as 0.7692. How about the cost of equity levered from, but after? 15.89% plus weight of debt, which I already have, 2308. Cost of debt is 5% times 0.7, which will end up giving us what answer, ladies and gentlemen? 13.03%. Thank you so much. So then what is happening with our WACC? Is it reducing? So if it's reducing, is this reconstruction good or bad? Good, because for cost of capital, we expect a lower one, isn't it? Cost of capital, we expect a lower one. Cost of capital, we expect a lower. We expect cost of capital to reduce. We expect cost of capital to always reduce. So then if the WACC is reducing, we are saying that we recommend what here? The cost. And I'll be able to give you a secret. So when they tell you to carry out analysis of whether financial reconstruction is worthwhile, and then you get that you can't even write anything, you come down here in capital letters, say that financial reconstruction is what here? Recommended, yes. Because it will always be recommended, isn't it? You can easily get an examiner who doesn't know a lot, akupatia marks usonge mbele, and that is what you want. That is what you want. So then one thing I have to tell you, because I've taught this paper for so long, it's a very, very nice paper. But if you don't do the questions that I tell you to do in class, you will fail. Because what is going to happen, we shall have 2 groups of students. One group will be knowing a lot. The other group will be floating. So like my last class, AFM, the ones that I was with here, they passed all of them because they were doing all their homeworks. And how are they doing all their homeworks? They were remaining behind after Mwalimu has gone. Because they'll always give you 1 or 2 questions. So they do their questions and then they go home. Hiyo ndio secret peke yake. Kama msichana alikuwa anafanya MA every time, ananiletea, si kweli? Ina bear fruits. Na utapata ile maswali ambayo anawapatia inakuja exams. Sijui inakuwa namna gani. It means that CASNEB sponsors students or other mark examiners to also join my class. Especially if you are doing my homeworks, you cannot fail. Hata kama ulichukia AFM namna gani. Wewe so long as una attempt, hata ukikosea so what. So long as umeate, hauwezi ukaanguka. Utapenda subject sana. Like now this is an area that is really feared by students. But if you did your homework, you can see you are singing along. If you never did your homework, you can see automatically you're even hating Mwalimu. What is this Mwalimu saying now? It becomes an international what disaster. So to avoid that from today, tunaapa ya kwamba hata tukue CEOs, hata tukue busy namna gani kazini, homework ya aura lazima tufanye. Otherwise, please prepare to repeat next semester. I tell you as a brother, as a sister, mimi najua sana. Najua sana. Wewe so long as unafanya homework yako vizuri, for all the papers I teach you, utapita bila kujua. So tutachukua break ya dakika 10, ndio tukirudi tuanze a new topic known as mergers and acquisitions. Mergers and acquisitions. Mieni is saying, we shall overcome. This one you cannot, Mieni, this one you cannot overcome if you're not doing your homework. Forget about other things, but always do your homework. You'll thank me. I know. You'll thank me. You will thank me. And I'll always give you just one. I can't give you two, I mean three, like last time I gave you three. That was too much. I'll only be giving you one or two. One or two. All right. So when we come back after our break, we are doing what we are calling mergers. And what is somebody? Acquisitions, which is a very important new topic. New topic, yeah. Great. So we take a break of just 10 minutes. A break of 10 minutes. So we shall come back at exactly 7:10